Next, air. There are studies that show that just going out one day a week can elevate our immune system and make us more relaxed. And then there's But finally, trust. This is something that can't be ignored because studies have shown that people who have a good faith and trust in God are...
I see messages all the time in the comments section that some of you didn't realize you didn't subscribe. So if you could do me a favor and double check if you're a subscriber to this channel, that would be tremendously appreciated. It's the free thing that anybody that watches this show frequently can do to help us here, to keep everything going in this show in the trajectory it's on. So please do double check if you've subscribed, and thank you so much.
So as we speak, I've been a medical doctor for 21 years. So if I look at my patient population, but even if I look across society as a whole, these days, it's very hard not to draw the conclusion that almost everyone is addicted to something, whether that be their phones, Instagram, alcohol, online pornography, drugs, whatever it might be. And so I'm interested, Dr. Joe, what's your view on addiction? What's driving so much addiction? And what can people do to try and break free?
Sure. I think it's a question.
Issues like not being able to conceive, having a decrease in sperm count, sperm quality, and the fact that sperm count has declined by 50% in the last 50 years is pretty alarming.
And who are you?
I'm a toxicologist, but I'm also a mom.
What's a toxicologist?
So I study the basic science of poisons. How do chemicals interact with the cells in our bodies and how do they cause harm? But not only that, how do our cells defend themselves against these toxins?
Why did you choose to do toxicology? You know, you could have done anything with your life. You could have pursued anything.
I found it by accident. Was it really an accident though? I don't know. I think I was led there. I think I've always been interested. I think I was meant to share this. And I think it brings up a lot of emotion.
It's important. Sleep, I would argue, is the single most effective thing that you can do to reset your brain and body health. And I don't say that flippantly. It's not as though I'm dismissing exercise or diet. Those two things are absolutely critical. But if I were to take you, the individual, and deprive you of exercise for a day, deprive you of food for a day, deprive you of water for a day, or deprive you of sleep for a day, 24 hours, and I were to map your brain and body impairments, it's not even a competition. That one night of lost sleep relative to those other things, it dwarfs, the only thing I lose out against is oxygen. If I deprive you of oxygen, you're going to pop out of existence a little bit quicker than you will with a lack of sleep. So sleep, to me, I think, is the elixir of life. It is your life support system. And as best we can,
in fact, there's a microbiome on your skin. And while it might seem kind of intrusive or kind of disgusting to have all these little microorganisms, they can be immensely beneficial for our health, meaning our hormonal health, our brain health, and our immune system function. Dr. Sonnenberg teaches us about the gut microbiome, how it's organized spatially, meaning which microbiota live where. He teaches us about these incredible things called crypts and niches, which are little caves within our digestive tract that certain microbiota take residence. And at that premier real estate, they're able to do incredible things to support our health. He also talks about the things that we can all do to support our microbiome in order for our microbiome to support our brain and body health. Dr. Sonnenberg co-runs his laboratory with his spouse, Dr. Erica Sonnenberg, and together they've also written a terrific and highly informative book called The Good Gut, Taking Control of Your Weight, Your Mood, and Your Long-Term Health. Even though that book was written a few years back, the information still holds up very nicely.
But what actually predicts long-term connection? How you feel on an ordinary Tuesday night together. Long-term love isn't built in highlight reels. It's built in the quiet moments. Ask yourself, would I still want to be around this person if nothing exciting ever happened again? Because life is about how you both feel on a Tuesday evening. Life is about how you feel on a Monday morning before work. Life is about how you feel coming home to that person on a Friday night. Life isn't about the vacations. It isn't about the once-a-year trips. It isn't about the wedding day. That's 1% of the experience with this person. You want to make sure that you have something that is good when there's nothing else exciting going on. An exciting life will cover the cracks of a bad relationship.
For every narcissistic person might be a little different, but it's usually physical attractiveness, status, praise. So you just being a nice person and praising someone could actually be what makes you attractive to them. So people may think, well, does that mean I have to stop being me? I'd say no. They may be attracted to you and you may be compelled for a minute. But the key is then to know how to get off the carousel before it starts going too fast.
Good answer. Good answer. I'm like, it makes a lot of sense. And again, it's not you.
It's not you.
It comes back to that, which I like. Talk me through the consistent, you talk about narcissism being consistent. Walk me through the consistent pattern.
This has always blown my mind a little bit. 53% of you that listen to the show regularly haven't yet subscribed to the show. So could I ask you for a favor before we start? If you like the show and you like what we do here and you want to support us, the free, simple way that you can do just that is by hitting the subscribe button. And my commitment to you is if you do that, then I'll do everything in my power, me and my team, to make sure that this show is better for you every single week. We'll listen to your feedback, we'll find the guests that you want me to speak to, and we'll continue to do what we do. Thank you so much. Dr. Yvonne Burkhardt. I've consumed a lot of your content. I've seen your videos. I've read a ton of your work. Just to start, if you had to sort of encapsulate the warning that you're communicating to people into a sentence, what would that warning be?
Don't believe everything you see on a container, a bottle, or a product that you're buying.
Why? What's the consequence?
Is that if you're believing in the marketing and what you see on the
This video certainly won't be comprehensive. There are entire videos, channels, and books dedicated to each of these specific topics. Plus, there are many angles to look at everything from environmental, health, socioeconomic, racial disparities, and more. So in this video, I'm mostly focusing on the very general questions of how are people's daily lives affected by their environment, and what roles do walkability and transportation play? Initially, I wanted to go through all the different places I've lived to compare and contrast those environments. New Orleans, Aix-en-Provence, New York. But even just this first section expanded enough to be this entire video. So if you want a part 2, let me know. Let's start with the suburbs. The suburbs are described by some as a clean, safe utopia. The ideal place to raise a family. Everything you need in a convenient 15-minute drive away. And there's always plenty of parking. What could be better than cul-de-sacs and white picket fences? A more critical view of the suburbs might say, the suburbs are boring,